speakers. I know they are. And that is Jax Robinson. No, it's not. Sorry, it's Jax.
I hope you still think it'll be good.
I feel I got that wrong. I feel for myself at the moment. Okay, so the second speaker is Gant, and Gant's speech title is Gant's Top 5 Hard to Kill. And he's doing speech number 7, Research Your Topic. So please welcome Gant.
This is Lumber Liquidator's stock over the past 3 months. And what you're noticing is a large spike downward of people expecting a lot of lawsuits to come to Lumber Liquidators very, very soon. The reason is there's a company crowdfunded called Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha published a study saying that Lumber Liquidators flooring releases 3 times the acceptable formaldehyde emissions. Now, at the same time, let me bring you over to a good friend of mine, Mike Hemel. Mike Hemel has turned into a curmudgeon because his 1-year-old daughter is waking up in the middle of the night, coughing, wheezing, crying, and he has to tend to her because his wife is in her 3rd trimester. Another interesting fact is Michael Hemel also has an entire house furnished with Lumber Liquidators flooring. He immediately goes out and purchases a top-of-the-line formaldehyde detector and brings it in his house, and what he sees shocks him. Now I'm going to take a moment to tell you a little bit about the debate of formaldehyde emissions. And I say debate because the EPA actually has no particular regulation on these things. But it's interesting to know this. The scientists say at 0.08 you can have detectable aspects in human subjects. And after Katrina, the mobile homes had a formaldehyde level of 0.1 and were incurring lawsuits with FEMA. Mike's formaldehyde detector had a reading of 0.3, 3 times the amount. And that was throughout the entire house. He actually found one portion of the house that reads at 0.46. Now, what's a man to do in this particular situation? Well, he can go ahead and start ripping up some flooring while his pregnant wife watches, or he can actually do some research on possibly eliminating the formaldehyde a different way. And he came across a study done by NASA. I kind of wish that we had Eva here. She would appreciate it. NASA came up and has a study called the Clean Air Study. And they found a machine that's very cheap, simple, and easy. And what it does is it actually removes toxins from the air. It not only removes certain toxins from the air, it actually also helps and sometimes turns carbon dioxide into oxygen. And this is called a plant. You might have heard of this. So Mike goes out, buys 3 plants from the NASA study, puts them in his house, pots them, waters them, distributes them. A week later, he gets the formaldehyde detector out, and the reading says 0.00.
Wow.
He walks through his house, not a single blip on it. He can't get any formaldehyde. It is completely gone. Now, I'm not very good. I'm no master gardener whatsoever. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've killed some fake plants in my time. But what singular event is more motivating than having a life, just this breathtaking assault on somebody's family ameliorated by a breath-giving plant? And so he takes this and he tells me about it. The first thing I do is I say, I need one for my office. I need one for my house. So I go to the study and I read and I read and I read, and I have for you today Gant's top 5 plants that are hard to kill. They are measured by their ability to be indoors for air quality, and additionally, it's absolutely important for me that I don't have to water them. So, coming in at number 5, and possibly in the back of the room, I don't know much about plants, is called Devil's Ivy. Devil's Ivy, also called the money plant. And you can feel free to pass that around. Devil's ivy is capable of removing benzene, formaldehyde, xylene, and toluene. Now, the advantage of devil's ivy is it's very easy to take care of. You water it once a week. It takes moderate light, lives indoors fine, but it is toxic to animals. That includes pets, really weird friends. So you don't actually want anybody to consume it. The leaves also fall off, so placing it in a high place wouldn't be the greatest thing to cause a solution. So if you have pets, you can move on to plant number 4, which is also a beautiful plant. It's called the spider plant, and I think we all see why that's particularly beautiful. Now, the spider plant cannot remove benzene from the air like our friend, but the soil itself actually has microorganisms that help a little bit with removing some of the benzene anyway. It does remove xylene and toluene and removes formaldehyde. It's friendly. So it does expect a little bit colder weather, but it works out if you want to put it in an office. Next up is the rubber plant, number 3. The rubber plant doesn't remove anything but formaldehyde, but puts out a great amount of oxygen. It's a wonderful plant to have, very easy to take care of, it's very beautiful. And additionally, you don't have to worry about it. It does have a milky sap that if you get on your skin will irritate you, but no more than just kind of coming to Toastmasters and dealing with me. This one's one of my personal favorites. This one is called the snake plant, also known as mother-in-law's tongue. Removes a whole gamut of items, and you water it once every 2 weeks. That's the easiest plant in the world to take care of. Absolutely love that one. And last, number 1 on the list, absolutely perfect for New Orleans. It is called the peace lily, and it's a flowering, beautiful plant. It removes formaldehyde, it removes trichloroethylene, it removes ammonia, it removes so many chemicals that I didn't even choose to remember them all. And it is fantastic. You just spritz it with water and water it once a week. You get a little spray bottle next to it. This is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. And you'll also notice a lot of these plants also appear in some funeral homes for their ability to remove formaldehyde. Now, ultimately, I'm going to bring you back to the main point here, is that self-servingly, I have a black thumb. And I hope that in a lot of ways, it's sort of cyclically beautiful that this wood that's been treated and defiled by mankind, brought into a person's house, been reached out to nature to go ahead and cleanse it once again. So I hope that you and each and every one of you goes out and does a little research on these plants so that you, along with me and my plant brethren, my black thumb, all lean towards the light.